Izzy here with the $1,000,000 Mama. Today's topic is avoiding procrastination and keeping momentum. I found throughout my many careers of working for myself and being in this professional development role, whether it be health and wellness or in business, which the two definitely go hand in hand. Um, Keeping motivation and motivating yourself has always been a huge topic that a lot of people are seeking help for. And I'm just going to start with motivation. If you have to wait until you're drained to then find motivation and bring yourself back up, this constant like low and high is going to be very exhausting. And you're like, yes, it is. Because typically what's actually happening is you're having burnout and then you're trying to motivate yourself out of burnout and reinvigorate yourself. And if we are functioning from our values, then we tend to already have that place of motivation. And motivation needs to be maintained, not seeked after. Okay, so motivation needs to be maintained, not wait till we're completely depleted and then seeking after it. All right, but today's big topic is how do we avoid procrastination and how are we keeping momentum? Now, first of all, if you all have been watching the episodes, you're like, is she always in bed? So, for those that don't know, I just had a baby, had a C-section. I could not go down to my office, which is in the basement, which I have my nice little suite down there. But going up and down the stairs is a little too much for me right now. So I am in bed with my little tray and I'm keeping myself going. I've got everything I need all in this one area and it prevents me from having to get up and go find everything I need all the time. So knowing where everything you need is, knowing what you need to function, and then limiting your excuses. So limiting your excuses. Now everyone has excuses. Some excuses are extremely legitimate. Some excuses are beyond excuses, and it's like you don't even need to call it an excuse. Um, but just because it's an excuse doesn't mean that it has to limit your productivity. You allow it to. So if you watch my first episode, I talk about I have 3 kids now because I just had another one. Um, 2 of my children, like let's say yesterday, my son, he goes to a special therapy school. He had to be put in a safety crisis management hold. I had to get that phone call, managing that. Today, I got another phone call because my daughter has been trying to stab another student. Well, I'd say try. She has. She's been stabbing another student with a pencil, and trying to explain to her that that's not creating safety for this other student, and she was refusing to apologize, and I'm on the phone for like an hour with her school. So things come up, and I could let that be an excuse, or it could be this is what has happened today, and these are the things that still need to be done. Now, I say that there is a not so clear line that says when you are getting exhausted and you need a break and you need to reset, you need to find what works well for you. For me, depending on the day, sometimes that's just me laying in bed and setting a timer for 5 minutes and just breathing so that I can hit my reset button. Sometimes that's meditating. Sometimes it's reading. Sometimes it's journaling. Sometimes it's going through my to do list and reorganizing so that I clearly understand what my plan is. Sometimes it might be really checking in with your values and your why. But what it's not is mindlessly scrolling through social media or mindlessly watching an entire series on Netflix. Those are distractions. Those are numbing out. And generally, those things come up for us a lot when we're in the process of actually accomplishing our dreams and our subconscious mind is kicking in going, no, 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 we need to stay safe, we need to stay with what's familiar, and if you do all of these things you might up level and you might change, and we're entering this unknown and that's dangerous. And so your subconscious mind is trying to play you down, and it's trying to tell you that all these things are excuses. So again, I say that's not a clear line. It's really hard to tell sometimes when it's a limiting belief that's keeping you stuck, or if it's a moment that you need to reset. And how do we tell the difference? So we tell the difference by trying these things. You know, a 5-minute breather session is great. We're giving the body oxygen, we're giving the mind oxygen, we're taking a moment to step away from whatever it is, and we're telling ourselves to let it go, and then we're amping ourselves back up to get into the mode. And we do that by committing to our dreams, committing to up leveling, committing to maybe changing your family karma. If you know, if for you maybe it's that you want to change how your family receives money, or changing, you know, how you function. Um, you know, for me, I've always been taught, and not taught, but I've been shown that men work hard and the women stay home with the kids and they do everything to keep their man happy. And I'm not saying that that's completely wrong or there's anything wrong with that, but I really wanted to escape that because I saw it really hindering the women in my family. And I didn't want that for myself. So I am the first one to go to college. I am the first one to especially get a master's degree. I am the first one to have a corporate job. Most of the people in my family, when I say what I do, they have no concept of what it is because they have no concept of the corporate world. Um, for me, I'm the first one that I'm the woman working. I'm the bread earner, and my husband has the ability to stay home and take care of the kids. And that's sometimes baffling for my family, since we bought the house next door to my parents, my dad and my stepmom. It, them seeing it at first was a little confusing, and then they got it. They realized that, you know, that was just our dynamic and how we work well. And my husband is very motherly and he takes care of me, but I also take care of him, and we have this very great mutual respect. Okay, back on track. So, today, with how are we avoiding procrastination? Again, avoiding procrastination by limiting my distractions. So, we limit distractions by one, living a simple life, creating simple processes. We're trying to take the complication out. And a lot of times it's our mind that's creating a lot of complications, and it's a lot of doubt, it's a lot of fuzziness. So we want to make sure that we're really, really clear on what it is that we want to do, what we accomplish, and what it is that we really need. So I urge you, and this is a constant thing for us, like we're constantly saying, okay, what is it that I really need all day? Like if I was to pack a bag for this week, what would I need in my bag just for this week? And if I see that that's true week after week, then come week 3 or week 4, I need to start eliminating stuff in my space. Because when your mind is searching for a distraction, as I have just explained, when those subconscious limiting beliefs come in, we're going to start searching for a distraction. Typically, we start cleaning, right? Who does that? Who starts cleaning or trying to reorganize something or getting completely distracted and start doing something else as a procrastination technique? You've got to eliminate the distractions. And I'm sure some of you all have heard, you know, like your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and vice versa. It's the same thing in yoga. Like our mind is telling our body what to do, and our body's telling our mind what to do. So you can start on either end and work it. Same thing with our environment. Like our bedroom, we have a very, very tiny closet, and we only keep the clothes that we need for, this week, this month. And then the rest of the clothes we have in our closets within the basement. And probably once a week or every other week, we go through those clothes, and it's become a habit now. At first, it might not have been so easy, but we go through those and we're like, this shirt's been hanging in here and I haven't worn it. Well, it either needs to get donated or it needs to go down to the closet. Is it a seasonal thing, or is it just I'm not wearing it? If you've got clothes hanging in your closet that you haven't worn in a year or two, get rid of them. And if you're clinging to them, what else are you clinging to? And you're clinging to limiting beliefs. Are you clinging to doubt? Are you clinging to all these other things? So the more we can focus, the more we can get done, and the more we can get it done with precision. Now, when it comes to keeping that momentum going, knowing when to rest, and rest can be that 5-minute breather. Implementing weekly self-care, that it's a priority. One day off a week is a necessity. And it's a necessity because you need that break. You need to take a break from all of the stimulus. And like Sundays, I call them my self-care Sundays. I might wake up and I'll do my Abhyanga oil massage. Um, so it's very Ayurveda. You massage your whole body down in oil, and then you sit there for 45 minutes, or you can do yoga and meditate and journal and read. And I try not to be on technology too much unless I've made some prior commitments. I try to eat a little bit more nourishing food. I tend to take time to be with people, and really take those breaks to get off technology. And I even do that during the week. Like, I really try to put my phone down and be with my family without the device in my face. Now, generally, during that time, I will warn you, is the time when everyone starts emailing you and messaging you. And then you're gone for an hour or two, and they're like, "Where were you? I needed you." And you just have to set that boundary and say, "Oh, I was having family time. I stepped away from all of my technology for a time." Um, and if you can do that on a schedule, then you can let people know in advance. I did not to. Um, but I'm used to the chaos when I've got multiple people that I'm doing projects with right now. So that being said, like, how am I managing, 3, 4 contracts jobs all at one time, yet still keeping it simple? Well, I keep it simple because, I prioritize. I say, like, what needs to be done right away and what needs to be done tomorrow or the next day. Planning, prioritizing, keeping momentum, keeping things within your realm of possibilities, and not putting so much on your plate in one day that you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get all this done." If you are saying in your mind, "I don't know how I'm going to get all this done today," you're setting yourself up for failure. So, my trick is to have three core objectives to do each day. I can have less, but what are my 3 main things that have to be done today? Aside from keeping children alive and taking a shower. But what are the 3 things? And I have like my journal, and which I have next to me. I have my little pile of notebooks. Um, I have this journal, which I'll take it to a clean page. And there's three objectives for the day. And I might even write, it has like today's goal, and I'll have like, sometimes I can put a word, or I can put, whatever my focus is for the day. So I always do that, the 3 main objectives. And then I have like my task list for the week. And then I assign those things out to the actual days. because it's easy to make a list of things to do for the week, but if you can't put them actually in your calendar when you're going to do them, then again you're setting yourself up for failure. So, plan. Keep the momentum going by keeping it simple. Again, we don't wait until we're in complete burnout before we start reaching for motivation. You need your weekly motivation. You need your daily motivation, whether it's meditating or journaling or reading or, whatever you get motivation from. I used to, one of my huge things I did for a really long time was audiobooks. And of course, right now I can't. But I would go for a walk almost every single day, and during that walk, I would listen to my audiobook. And I would really try to be very intentional with my walk so that it was very exercising. Um, Fun fact, I used to teach a walking class, a 1 credit hour class in the exercise science, the HSS department, in college. I taught it. It's like, how do you teach a whole semester of classes on walking? Oh, let me tell you, there's a lot about walking that you probably don't know about. Um, so, fun fact. Yes, I used to be a college professor. Um, which I did a post today, and I'm really curious. Like, how many times have you changed careers? So, I've been a health and wellness, from personal training to yoga teacher to then I graduated up to a yoga therapist, which is over 1,000 hours in training, which is like a 3 year program. It's a master's degree. Um, and then I've done nutrition and I've done wellness coaching and all of that. So within that health and wellness, and then I was a college professor in exercise science and oh gosh, what else? Of course, business person. And then within the business field, I went from learning and development because college professor, that was really easy to transition over to change management, which was another certification that I got, to business strategy, which is what I do with you all. And communications is another aspect. So it's always filling in different areas within that. So I'm curious, you know, how many times have you changed careers? How many times have you up leveled? And if you do know, what is it that is on that list every year, whether it's the bucket list or the New Year's list, and like writing a book, maybe that's for one for a lot of people, including myself. And like, do you have that on your schedule? Have you actually put that on your schedule of things to do? Maybe it's creating a course. Maybe it is, actually achieving success in your business. Maybe you've been stuck at a certain level. So, whatever it is that you keep finding that you get stuck at, really look at it and say, like, is it because I'm not putting it on my schedule? Is it because I keep finding distractions? Am I doubting myself? Is there a limiting subconscious belief there? So start to check in with that and explore that. And then declutter your environment so that you can be more productive. Ask yourself what would fit in a suitcase that you need for this week. And can you begin to eliminate the things, whether it's the t-shirt in your closet that's been hanging there for a year or two that you still haven't worn. And it's okay to donate things. It's okay to part with things, because it's asking yourself, when I lose this, what do I gain? And that concept of when I say no to one thing, I'm saying yes to another. So if I'm saying no to my peace, I'm saying yes to someone else. What are you exchanging? So anytime we say no and we say yes, we're making choices. Anytime we choose a distraction, we're not choosing our dreams. We're choosing to accomplish something. All right. So I hope this helps in how, one way in how you can deal with procrastination and motivation. I'm Izzy Nally, and this is the $1,000,000 Mama, and I will see you all next time.